Mr. Flores, what will you start working on as soon as you are the Precinct 1 Commissioner?
I think we need to finish the projects we have started, especially the one in Escondido State. It's been a big issue. And we live in a first world country. I think we need to do things right and finish those projects, and also work with the city and clean up some areas, especially in the older neighborhoods like San Felipe. I think we can improve those areas.
Okay. Mr. Wardlaw, you have the same question.
Well, the toughest position right now is that the Precinct 1 budget was cut from $226,000 to $100,000. But my father, Commissioner Wardlaw, Commissioner Vasquez, Commissioner Flores, they worked and got it passed to raise it another $50,000. The biggest challenge for Precinct 1 Commissioner, besides being a rookie, is going to be dealing with a budget cut of $76,000. And there's a grant paying for a $300,000 water pump right now going into Escondido pretty soon around the corner. That should increase the water pressure for Escondido Estates. Hopefully the fire hydrants will all be opened up there. New park that my father just put in, the Cardenas Park, it needs lighting, and Escondido Estates needs lighting. And off of Qualia, down Summit, Rose, Gilchrist, and Guyler, they're all dark streets. Those are all county roads. At a certain point, you leave the city. There's no city limit signs there. I want to try to get the city to put up city limit signs so that city residents quit blaming county commissioners for bad roads.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, Mr. Wardlaw, this will be your question first. What do you feel is the most pressing challenge facing Precinct 1 in the next 4 years, and how do you plan to meet that challenge?
Precinct 1, I believe, is what I just stated, having a budget cut. It was going to be over 50%, but now it's dropped. Now it's $150,000 in that budget. And it's going to be a challenge to go in and see what the overhead costs are as a brand new commissioner, to see how that $150,000 is going to stretch across the year with the employees, the equipment, the tires, the fuel. There's just all sorts of problems like that. There's also a new yard being built, and there's going to be costs there as well. So it's going to be tough, but with the grant writer that we have, he's going to be able to assist us on a whole lot of things. But the budget is going to be the tough part, always is, making it stretch across what all they're covering now. $226,000, and there was only $13,000 left for Precinct 1 when that decision was made to drop it to $150,000. So use your imagination on that.
Okay, Mr. Ward, would you like me to read the question again?
No, well, the biggest challenge is going to be everything that I just mentioned. By the way, I'm opposing property tax increase. I think they're pretty high right now. A lot of people are hurting, especially in the older neighborhoods. But all that I mentioned before, there's a lot of money out there from the state and federal government. There's a lot of grants. I think we can do this without raising taxes. And I think we need one more grant writer, or we need to go after that money. The money is there, but we're losing it. We're not getting it. Eagle Pass is eating our lunch. No offense, Eddie Morales. But we need to step up. They're participating more in voting. I'm trying to motivate everybody to go vote, because you can blame the candidates all you want, and yeah, half of it is their fault, or the politicians. But if you can vote and you're not voting, half of it is your fault as well, because you're depriving Del Rio of resources and funding. Thank you.
Mr. Wardlaw, what do you believe is the most important issue facing Valverde County today, and how will you work with the county judge and the other commissioners to address this issue?
I believe the most pressing issue is in the size of the county and how it's grown, but our law enforcement has not. I talked about this in the last forum for the primary, and the number of deputies has not increased. The corrections has not increased in years, building more, adding on at GEO. we have some new vehicles, but we haven't grown with the county. The law enforcement in Valverde County the Valverde County Sheriff's Office hasn't had the backing to grow along with the county. And then we got slammed with the border issue and the people coming in and needing assistance, needing addressing. We can't ignore them. They're here, they're coming. I don't see an end to it right now, and we need to address that. As far as corrections, I know that it's hard to even find room for people when that happens. In the round table with the border organization, I talked about one of the questions was a female juvenile detention center. When I was a police officer, we'd have girls who had been involved in a fight with their mother. The father might not even be around and can't help. There might not be grandparents. And we had to give her back to the mother that she had just beaten up. There's nowhere to take a girl if there's not a deputy that can drive them to Kerrville. If they can get them to Kerrville, there might not be a bed in Kerrville to take them. And I remember when I was a kid and I toured the male juvenile detention center before it ever had its first person in it. My father was commissioner in Precinct 4 when they built that juvenile detention center there. And I think it's time that Del Rio grows and gets one for the girls, because I've been there and I've seen the fights. It's not a good deal. That was all law enforcement, from juvenile to what I started with the sheriff's office. So there's my answer.
Thank you. Mr. Flores, would you like me to repeat
Sure.
the question? What do you believe is the most important issue facing Valverde County today, and how will you work with the county judge and the other commissioners to address that issue?
I think the taxes. I mean, I knocked on every single door in Precinct 1. I'm going back on my second round. And the most, people want basic stuff, good roads, lighting, cleanliness. But the other issue that a lot of people had in common was the taxes. Some of them live in the house is kind of falling down, the roof is leaking, and the evaluation of that house is crazy. They're like, if somebody comes and buys my house, I would gladly sell it to them, but I don't know how we're going to keep up with this. So the biggest challenge is we got to, I know they have formulas for the appraisal district, but I think they need to do a better job than what they're doing right now, because people are really hurting, and there hasn't been a lot of job growth in Del Rio.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. I jumped the gun there. Now, y'all have your closing statements. Mr. Wardlaw, would you close out first?
Well, as you all have seen me around the precinct since December, any of you that live in Precinct 1, I've been to your house, more than likely. But I've been walking. It's my 7th time to walk the precinct. I counted them the other day. When I was a police officer and I was brand new rookie, because I'm bilingual, they put me in San Felipe full-time, non-rotation, day and night. And I know that precinct like the back of my hand. I know every street that needs a light, it seems. I know where all the dogs are that'll get you. We have a dog problem here too. I have been surrounded many times. Then I just know, I know that place really well. There's, neighborhoods that get spoken of a whole lot, and there's some that are never spoken of. Behind Arteaga Park, for example, is in dire need of some attention. I don't know if y'all have gone back there and gone to the Loma de la Cruz, but you need to go back there and look at those streets, and you won't feel as bad about yours. And I want to work on that area. Escondido Estates is going to be a continued job that's going to go for a long time. Escondido is big. You want to go explore Precinct 1, go down Escondido and try to get lost. And you'll see how big of a project this is. I expect it to last for decades. Thank you for your support, thank you for your votes, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Mr. Flores.
Thank you to all the candidates that had the courage and took the time to run for office. I want to thank all the citizens of Precinct 1, especially the ones that opened the door when I went to knock. Listened to me, communicated your concerns, and expressed your support for me. With that being said, I believe in transparency and accountability in government, and I will always put the needs of our citizens first. I believe that working together, we can build a better future for our county, and invite you to join me in making Valverde County a great place to live, work, and grow. Folks, if you're not happy the way things are, together, you and I can make history by going out and voting in big, big numbers and electing your first Hispanic, conservative, common sense Republican to represent you equally and represent you well. I'm Alfinio Flores. I humbly ask for your vote and support in the upcoming election. Si se puede. God bless.
Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you.